the hardest topics for sociologists to address, since it's more of a one-on-one activity. Its very nature eludes most of the commonly employed methods of the field. The best tool we have for analyzing it is the survey, and as you can see, there's a chance for confirmation bias on the form. By the way, the follow-up question for pass, how about a coffee? No one has perfectly defined what love is or what makes it work. Some think that it's all you need, others claim it's a battlefield, a drug, a game, a spatula, etc. While no one can agree specifically what love is, that doesn't stop people from looking for or finding it throughout their lives. With how vague the concept is, films about this topic range from Casablanca to Moulin Rouge to The Jacket. Romantic subplots are essentially a part of every Hollywood movie, if it follows the formula. There's even a whole genre of movies dedicated to romance being the center of the plot. Romantic comedies. No one knows if they're actually good or not, they either avoid them or love them. Creating a film in this category gives the filmmaker two guarantees. The movie will make money, and no one will remember it aside from die-hard romantics. It takes a very different film to stand out in this field, which is difficult because they almost all have the same plot. Two people are in love all along, one fails to realize it until the third act. Roll credits. Anyone that's been romantically involved will tell you there's no neat ribbon on it, only steps in one direction or another. Where's the movie that shows the thousands of different directions that love can take you? Right here. 2003's gift to the world, Love Actually. No caps. A film from Britain, this singularity of romantic comedy stars a plethora of talented actors and actresses, from Hugh Grant to Emma Thompson to Alan Rickman to Keira Knightley to Rowan Atkinson to Andrew Lincoln to Liam Neeson to... Man, that's hard to do in one breath. Showcasing a story of love from a dozen angles playing out over December. So yes, it's also a Christmas movie. I know, the deadly combination that is a Christmas-themed romantic comedy. How can it be worth your time? Well, let's find out. Meet everyone in England. They'll be the stars of this movie. No, seriously, grab some pen and paper and get ready to learn 1,000 names. Well, there's the Prime Minister, his sister, her husband, his crush, her co-worker, her acquaintance from the wedding, his friend's wife. Oh, out of room. Okay, so this is kind of a massive, unwieldy cast, but despite that, each plot thread is complete and interconnects well with those around it. That picture montage has a link between everyone there, with just enough strength to create a sense of continuity for the movie. Very mold-breaking from the usual romance formula. No one plot gets a central focus. The camera instead moves from one group to the other, showing the happy moments, the devastating choices, the dull surprise revelations, the whole gambit. That's what we in the sociology world call a good survey technique. If a researcher polls only college students, as is often the case since universities are saturated with that demographic, results from that narrow sample will not be a true representation of the general population. Having various data points across many situations gives the best average that can be extrapolated to a larger group. See, this film takes a very sociological approach for dissecting love, and that pleases me. But I guess I am only one data point. Let's get a second one.
You find yourself sitting on the scenic shoreline with your love. The setting sun paints the most beautiful picture in the sky. You turn to her and you say,
I hate sand.
Out!
But what?
You made a reference to the prequels. Out!
Oh, is that offensive permaban?
No. Just 40 viewings of the original trilogy.
Sweet, I'll go make popcorn.
No popcorn!
No.
What can I help you for?
I guess I do have to give you something to answer. Okay, give me an analysis of the plotline gear shifts in Love Actually.
Which ones?
The big ones.
More of a direct answer out of Psycho. Which big ones? It goes from wedding, to cheating, to porn, to pining, and back again every 10 minutes. Hell, it even touches on fantasy.
But is it speed shifting smoothly or grinding gears?
Soch, it's a movie, not a car.
Sorry.
Anyway, the total shifts are, well, they're better than expected. This mashup of plot lines interlink with Slarty Bartfest acting as a central point. His tale of turning an admittedly crappy song into a national hit through his passionate loathing of the track weaves its way into the fabric of everyone else's narrative.
So its plot is all over the place and the music is intentionally bad.
Yep.
But
what? The statement stands alone. It's jumbled and it sounds bad.
Was that angle done on purpose, though? Love being one happy note is usually the approach of these films. That's what the repeated song symbolizes. That one note buzzing over and over again. Even the guy who made the thing can't stand it until he steps away from the trope, embracing it for what it is. Silly.
Love is silly?
Yeah, by nature.
And each story does show its own flavor of silly. Rick's reluctance to admit his love so he won't ruin his friend's marriage, Hans Gruber's indulgence in an office flirtation, and Rob Roy's coaching of his adolescent son to win the heart of his elementary school crush. Yeah, there's plenty of silly to choose from.
Quite an overload, really. Does that hurt the story?
Not at all. It contrasts dramatic heavy bits, well, quite well in fact. If this entire movie were silly, it'd just be a popcorn movie. But on the flip side, if it only had serious moments, it'd just be Requiem of a Dream, but for love. Intermixing these moments creates the ups and downs that, well, everyone in love has experienced. It's uncomfortable and stupid, and that's why it's so heavily contested online. And stupid.
Once again, thank you, DM. Good luck with Anakin.
No hope for that boy.
The original trilogy on VHS, DVD, or Blu-ray?
Actually, you have to wait for the Disney re-release.
No!
So, according to 2 people, the various storylines only help to strengthen the point being made by the film. That's like a survey result. In fact, let's crunch the numbers on this. Okay, 2 data points agree, taken as a representative whole of the population N, okay, and then there's a confidence interval of... I am not quoting that in public. I'll just call it less than conclusive. Yeah, far less than conclusive. The variety of themes throughout this movie gives the massive cast a lot to do. And that's good, because if all they were there for is to create false tension, this thing would be like a 90-minute soap opera. Except that all the plots would have conclusion at the end.
Honey, I'm back from Hannah's funeral. Lovely service.
Well, hello there.
But how? You were there. I saw your body.
I cloned myself.
The switch to the mind control device has to be around here somewhere.
Found it! I'm sorry I attacked you. I thought I was a clone.
That's alright. At least Fangirl didn't get the announcer.
They don't suspect a thing.
Good. Looks like the police will never find you.
Please.
The trial went well. Now we just need to figure out who the real father of my baby is.
That's me.
And me.
Us too!
Oh.
I'd watch that. The strength of this film is defying convention. It's a romantic comedy with a broad focus, talking about aspects of love beyond beginnings and endings. There's a messy middle ground where no one feels comfortable and ambiguity rules the day. Half of this movie sits in the gray, which is accurate for how many people have felt while they're in love. Maybe that's the reason this movie excites some and generates meh in others. It's all approaches to love in one bundle. It's the sociology of romantic comedies. All of the stories have a different flavor and outcome. Not everyone gets their happy ending, and some don't get an ending, only the lingering question mark of where will the future take them. It's uncertainty at its finest. That's why Love Actually is so hated and adored. It's an accurate portrayal of this rocky path called romance. Ups and downs stretched over a lifetime are the norm, and seeing a film condense the best and worst that love can throw at people into 2 hours can get exhausting. It takes you with each character's emotional journey to their happy or not conclusions, making you feel ill at ease followed by elated. If that sounds like the roller coaster you want, I'd highly recommend checking this one out. It's not for everyone, but what is? Besides the internet, where we can all find the niche that loves and hates the same things that we do. I'm the other Socio, and I love my niche.
Rick's reluctance to admit his love, so his... Rick's
Reluctance is kind of a tricky one.
Yeah,
sorry.
you're a for writing that.